There you go. It's still kind of thingambobberish. And that's okay. It comes with life. It comes with life. Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Buenos dias. Buenos dias, buenos dias, buenos dias, buenos dias, buenos dias. That's such a great song. Anyway, listen to music. Good morning, 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 good morning. Why do you always say good morning? Because it's a fucking great morning, bro. What you talking about? Good morning. Yeah. Oh, I gotta fucking put this on the speaker. Grand Rising, you beautiful people. Well. Where the fuck is this thing in my over? Yeah. Yes, let's go, baby. Oh, there's no one in there. That's crazy to start pretty much things like that. That's crazy. Yeah, but that's how a lot of things start like that. I don't like that. Much better. That's so interesting. Whenever that elephant can now create a unique heart. Good morning, YouTube. I'm not falling out of my brow. But I gotta eat something, bro. It's crazy. Let me do something. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's kind of fucked all of it up. Is there any more fucking eggs? No, there isn't. What the fuck? Did we use up all the eggs? What's up, Santiago? Hello, good morning, Santiago. Good morning, Grand Rising, everybody. Good morning, brother. How are you? Good morning, 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 good morning. Grand Rising, you beautiful people. Well, Grand Rising. Hello, YouTube. Hello, TikTok Live. Good morning, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. This. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I need to bring my other thing. Wait on. Get out there. Get out there. Get out there. It's Chaga boy. Good morning. What up, Drew? What's up, ducks? I don't know. I like ducks a lot better. I know you that way, bro. Good boy. Come here. Have one of these. Grand Rising, dude. Hijo de su puta madre. Grand Rising. Yeah, ducks. What it do, my brother? What it do? Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Ah, fuck. It's weird. I really don't usually have a shirt on, but it's okay. It's all part of life. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Grand Rising to you, YouTube. Yeah, I'll message. Say, if you're new to the chat, you can say good morning. What up, Ace? What up? Good morning, everybody. Grand Rising. We just got done. We hit a little bit of legs. We hit some legs. Nothing crazy, just body weight. We did some fucking pistol squats. We did some regular squats. And we did some hamstrings. And yeah, just made some SOS. What the fuck is SOS? Good morning, Mike. What did you do, my brother? Good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube. Fucking love this song. Do this. Grand Rising, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning. Today we're gonna discuss how the fuck do we get through this shit? How do we get through the day? How do we get through life, bro? How do we get through life? How do we get through tough circumstances? We become tougher than the circumstances. How do we become tougher than the circumstances? We control what's in our control. What's in our control? About to attempt cutting my own hair. I just got a 3-way mirror. Nice, brother. That's the what's it called? 3-way mirror. That's the did you get the self-cutting system? I used to have it. I tried cutting my hair before. It didn't go so well. It didn't go so well. Why? I just didn't fucking. And then I decided I didn't want to keep doing it. 2 eggs, 2 eggs. Because bread tastes better than key oil. What? Good fellow, what's up? Good morning, good morning. Discussing life's challenges. Fuck yeah, we're discussing life's challenges and how to overcome them. And what's one of your tactics? Motherfucker, you gotta work out, bro. You have to work out if you want to better yourself in the sense of like you want to deal with life difficulties. Because when you don't work out, you miss out on the clarity, you miss out on the energy, you miss out on the confidence, you miss out on the self-respect, and you miss out on the wisdom it gives you from learning how to push through your difficulties. Is your maintenance 2,700 calories? Fuck no, bro. I eat like 1,500-1,600 calories. If I count them. I don't eat that much. I've built so much muscle throughout time that I can keep it. And it doesn't just go away. That's the thing with me. I've been working out for so long, it doesn't just go away overnight. That's something that people have to factor in. The muscle that I built, you know? Why do you need something sweet in the morning and that coffee? Aaron, who are you? Nobody. No, I'm kidding. You're one of God's children. How dare I say that? We're all one of God's children. Clock! Good morning. Nah. I fucking love a song. Good morning. So we have some egg whites. Why? This will fucking get you protein. This builds muscle. That builds muscle. That builds muscle. That helps you fucking build muscle. Bagels help you build muscle. Protein builds muscle. These egg whites help you build muscle. Right? These egg whites make you look really good. Alright. That happens. But chill. Grand Rising, you beautiful people. What's the most you've ever had to eat? How much? I'm not sure, bro. I never counted. That's the thing, bro. I never counted how much I had to eat on a prep. I just ate meals. Never mind. Normally, Ubs official. Ubs, bro. You never even Ubs. You never even said anything. Your message didn't go through, brother. Check it out. What about doing shows? I've done 2 shows, bro. I'll never do a show again. Why? Because it's not what I want to do. I competed twice in bodybuilding. It's not what I want to do. Yeah, brother. But if you want to do a show, go for it. Don't ever let anyone stop you from doing a show. I will always encourage it. Like, if you want to do a show, if that's something that's you're inspired to do, then do it, man. Because it's something that's within you as well. And that's what's important, man. Sorry, dude. Okay, you know it's Lami. Man. Hello, what's up, Maria? Mira. I'm gonna call you Mira. Good morning. Obi23. Good morning. Grand Rising. Yeah, we're just having some eggs right now. Ask away the questions too. Like, you're honestly talking to someone who's been working out for 19 years. I've been working out for 19 years. I've been technically training people for 19 years. Since I was 12. I trained my first person when I was 12 years old. That's when I started working out. I started working out when I was 12, and then about a month into working out, I got a little bit of results, and then a buddy of mine that I had made on the streets of Colombia, he's like, bro, like, what are you doing to work out? Like, I can tell you're making progress. And I'm like, well, this is what I do. And I went and I showed him how to do the perfect push-ups. Yeah. Where am I from? I was born in America, but my mom's from Colombia, my dad's from El Salvador. I like those foot bars. Yeah. I've been training people since I was 12. Became certified personal trainer at 19. And from high school in Finland. What up, Finland? I got YouTube live as well. Camus on Big Brother. Motherfucking someone said that. You're like the 3rd, 4th person to tell me that. I need to look them up. Do I eat the same meals every day? Fuck no. No, I mix them up, bro. I mix them up. Like yesterday we had What did I have yesterday? Yesterday I had como se dice? Yesterday I had Metro Diner. I went to a diner. I had an omelet with toast. I had half a Belgian waffle. I had home fries. Yeah. So no, I don't eat the same thing every single day. Some days I'll fucking have that. You know? Finland. I like Finland. Finland sounds cool. Some days I'll have, yeah, and then I'll have some ground beef, chicken. I haven't had chicken in a fucking couple of days. Thank you for reminding me. I gotta get some chicken out. I gotta unfreeze some chicken. Yeah. I might eat a bagel. I might eat an avocado. I had an avocado yesterday too. Yeah. Been working out for 6 months and just had a hernia surgery. It's driving me nuts being stalled. Yeah, I had a buddy of mine, a really close friend of mine, have a hernia surgery too. So it was tough for him, you know. So happens in Colombia earthquake, 130. Are you not concerned of what happened to Colombia? I have family over there. I have to call them. Yeah. Concern? Yeah, I need to talk to my mom actually. My concern, like I'm worried, not really. I might be a dickhead of me. I have family over there, yeah, but it's not like the biggest concern of my life. I don't know if that makes me a dickhead, but I'm just being honest. Yeah. There was an earthquake. Yeah. You know, there's an earthquake. Yeah, I'm just being real, you know, not too sympathetic. No, I mean, it's just, there's certain things that can't control, you feel me? Like, I have sympathy, trust me, for certain people too, especially people going through like mental toughness, people going through breakups, people going through difficulties in business, difficulties in certain things like that, you know? Especially people who are going through like accidents and things like that. So I do have sympathy for a lot of people actually. But there's a lot of things, yeah, like, damn, am I getting put on the spot right now? I'm just being honest. Anyone to cry? Bro, this bad shit happening to everybody every single fucking day, bro. I'm just trying to eat my eggs. I'm just trying to eat my eggs. I'm sure they're okay. Good morning, Kathy. Bro, we need to get some eggs, bro. Yeah, we're out of eggs. I wonder if I have any ground beef. Didn't cause away, so what are you supposed to... I know, but Francisco, right. Francisco is gonna... the dogs are smart. Yeah, they're super smart. Can't worry about what you can enjoy. Yeah, what's up, buddy? What's up, GJ? Which whey protein brand is best? There is no best. It's what works best with your stomach. You feel me? It's what works best with your stomach. So be sympathetic for people and still not have it weigh on you enough to worry. Is it possible? Absolutely, bro. It's possible not to give a shit. You know? Do you live in the States? Yeah, bro. I live in Florida. Can I have some ground beef? You know what? Fuck me, dude. I'll give you the ground beef. You want some of the ground beef? Nice, Roman Cali. Nice, bro. I love Cali. How'd you guys? Did you take steroids? How'd you get abs? Bro, I've had abs since I was 13. But I got him doing sit-ups and hella fucking sit-ups. Oh, he's great, yeah. So I have YouTube live here too. So what did you take? Abs, bro, I had abs. I started working out at 12 years old, bro. And I got my abs by the time I was 13, I got abs. That's me when I was 13. Yeah. But it took a lot of sit-ups, bro. I did a lot of sit-ups. And the most impressive thing is, honestly, that was me when I was 13. I had been working out for about a year, right? So the thing with abs, man, like I've had them and then I never got rid of them. This is me at 16, 17. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 16 or 17. I took weightlifting class. By the time I was in sophomore year of high school, I took weightlifting class. So then I pretty much went to weightlifting class and they taught me how to fucking work out. And then I became then I did wrestling. I did boxing. I did baseball. I did powerlifting. Not power. Weightlifting, powerlifting. Yeah. Yeah. So I've been doing it for a long time. I just never stop. Starting to get six pack. I do running, bag, work, and main sports. Nice. The best way to get it, the best way to do it is to understand nutrition, and to hit abs 3 to 4 days a week, 30 minutes minimum. Yeah, that's the best way to really get a beautiful six pack is to understand your nutrition, right? That's what I was doing before I went to Ultra. This was like 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. This is like 4 years ago. Before I went to Ultra, I was really focused on my core. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to Ultra, right? And then I just focused on that. And then this past summer, or this past like few months ago, I was really focused on my core. This past few summer, I was focused on my core. This is back in like 4 months ago, 6 months ago actually. Yeah. So it depends a lot on how much you understand about nutrition. Yeah. I need to go to sleep with you. All right, cool. Chill out now. Yeah. But once you understand, but that's the thing. How did I start to learn nutrition? So I used to work at LA Fitness. When I worked with LA Fitness, there was a guy who gave me some advice. Eat every 3 hours. From there, I met my buddy Victor, who just taught me how to drink different types of protein shakes. Then eventually I got myself a different coach. I hired my first coach. How do I know if my coach is valid? He has me eating 1,000 calories a day. I mean, dude, just look at different transformations he has. That's the only way I can look at it. You know? Yeah, this is my first coach. I was 22 here. That's my first coach ever. This is my first bodybuilding coach. I'll never forget. That man made me buy a scale. He said, you're going to have to buy a scale. What do you mean a scale? He said, you're going to weigh your food out. I've never once in my life weighed my food out at that point. At that point, I never weighed my food out. Right? Like, I was like, okay. And it just taught me that everything is in the details. It taught me so much about like detailing because I never had to lose weight. I never was like overweight, had to lose weight. So that taught me how to cut down the body fat, maintain the muscle, and by being precise on what's actually going inside my body. Is it more work? I don't think it is compared to like not liking the way you look. You know? All right, I need to fucking put some salt on this. Yeah, I mean. What's up, Damien? What's up? Was I remain in the kitchen and then? Yeah, I mean, also in the gym, right? You on test? No, I'm not on anything. How many sips you used to do? I mean, when I was really focused on my abs, like there was days where I would just go work the abs, right? There was just days that I would go work the abs. Other guys went within their range. Interested? No, Damien, I'm good, bro. I have a girl. Let me see something. Let's see. We'll make fitness content if one can follow. We'll make fitness. So how many? Dude, honestly, bro, start off. How many are you doing now? Don't worry about how many I did. How many are you doing, bro? Right? Because that's what matters. Doesn't matter how many I did. How many are you doing now? Spoon me. I'm gonna have to eat more than this. Boy, you just ate all that. Yeah, I'm really not. Do you help others if it's do you still help others if I send? Yeah, of course, but I still run a coaching business. Yeah. Okay, Jazz, that's great. Hold on, let me just move. How would you say you let go of the fantasy of how things could have been with the next and move on? You understand that you have to understand that if you're still thinking about what could have been with your ex, bro, it's just time, bro. It's time, right? Sometimes sometimes you want to heal faster because it's hurting a lot. But you have to understand, time is the only way you ultimately heal, right? And so through time, because it sounds to me when you're having those kind of thoughts, it can still be very new. What doesn't really matter. It's how many you're doing right now, right? What matters is how many sit-ups are you doing now, because it's not how many sit-ups I'm doing. Because it doesn't matter how many I did. It matters how many are you doing now and how do you go from there. Yeah, it just like sometimes, because here's the thing, right? I can do 50. Then do 50 now and do 50 every single day for 6 days, 7 days. Once you do it for a week straight, then bump it up to 100, then do 100 every single day for 2 weeks straight. You know, like, yeah, 100%. You got to start somewhere. Like most of the time, when you're thinking, how do I get over this? How do I get over it? It's because you're in pain and you want the pain to go away now. It's not going to go away now because the pain is there to also make you stronger and teach you a lesson, right? And so that pain it's a gift, right? It might not sound like it might not feel like the best gift, but it really is, because it doesn't come very often, right? The pain of breaking up doesn't come every other day. So you have something. Pain can be a huge motivator, a huge push, because the pain that you feel, like I've gone through my breakups, and a lot of my breakups, I'll never forget my last fucking breakup, I would say, really pushed me to be celibate, pushed me to do semen retention. I made a lot more money. I got in better shape. I raised my standards, and ultimately brought me a better person in my life, which is the girlfriend I have now. But if I would have never gone through that breakup and taken all the pain that I had in that moment, reflecting on why did that happen, then I wouldn't have made the changes that I did. I went from every time I would go through a breakup, I would just kind of like, all right, let me just see which girl I'm gonna sleep with. I went from doing that to I'm just gonna be celibate, to hey, I'll watch a lot of porn when I'm not with somebody, to not watching anything or not doing complete semen retention. And then from there, just focusing so hard on getting in the best shape of my life, getting so shredded, like I've never really had. I got veins in my fucking quads. I got veins in my calf. My core was completely shredded. So I took that pain and I used it to create somebody that will not attract the same person I used to attract. And that's what brought me to the person I have now, you know? I did it too. Masturbation. After masturbation, I couldn't do anything after all day. I laid down that day. I become numb. It takes 3 days to recover. I mean, yeah, DJ, that's the biggest thing, bro. That's going to be your biggest downfall. It's just masturbation, you know? And it's until you don't find another high, it's always going to be your hindrance. I hope that happens for my son. I love that. He used to work out all the time. Now his girl drains him. His girl doesn't drain him, right? Don't blame the other person. He allows her to do whatever he wants. He's comfortable. But what will happen is this. What will most likely happen is they'll be together. Maybe it won't be today. Maybe it won't be next month. Maybe it won't next year. Whoever knows. But when they do break up, right? I don't pray that for him, but most relationships do end, right? He will feel a level of pain that can make him somewhere. Or maybe he gets into some situation that he looks at himself. He's like, bro, I don't like what I see. And then he'll start working out. But most of the time, it's comfort that's allowing him to stay there. She's not draining him. Right? She's not, don't blame the other person. It's never anybody else except yourself. Right? Okay, that's fucking hilarious. Right? So, yep. I don't know, 9.5, 10. Yeah. And until we don't get past that comfort zone, it's not easy, right? It's not easy to get past your comfort zone, because getting past your comfort zone means doing something that you're not used to doing that day, right? It's uncomfortable for a reason, but one of the best ways to get out of your comfort zone is to start tracking your macros, is to eat is reduce your food. I know I do need a Salvadoran flag. Yeah, one of the best ways to prove growth is to reduce your food, because that will push you. Reducing your food will push you. Another way to get out of your comfort zone is to work out. Another way to get out of your comfort zone is to wake up early. Another way to get out of your comfort zone is to go and talk to somebody you've never met before. You know, another way to get out of your comfort zone is to try a new skill that you've never tried before. All these things can lead to growth and a different version of yourself. You know, I ain't trying to go down anymore. Down anymore, what's that mean? Yeah. Good morning, Michael. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, TikTok's been filtering people's comments. It's fucking ridiculous. Good morning. Good morning, buen dia. Another way to get out of your comfort is to skip breakfast. If you have a plan, I'm not saying skipping breakfast is a bad idea, but you have to have somewhat of a plan, right? Skip breakfast pretty much like, all right, I'm not gonna eat this in the morning. You have two options. You can, I always say fast, or you can be like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna eat. Like, be smart about what you're gonna eat so you can look better, so you can feel better, right? So you can have a level of confidence in yourself and you can walk around feeling good about yourself, you know, feeling proud about yourself, knowing that you're making progress. And that's where we feel like our happiest, you know? Someone in the gym, especially ladies, with the fun. I mean, Edgar, I get that, bro. Like, I never really focused on talking to girls at the gym. Never, bro. I never focused on talking to girls at the gym. Just simply, it's just like, I wasn't there for that reason. I never went to the gym to go hit on girls. It was never that, you know? But dude, like, you can also go up to a girl and be like, hey, like, you have a great physique. Like, wow, thank you. Cool, absolutely. Then that's it, move on. Like, have a good workout. That's it. Just, hey, you have a great physique. Cool, right? And then you have to say it in a way that you're confident. You have to say it in a way you're confident. Hey, you have a great physique. What the fuck are you doing, bro? You can just stop me when you smile. Hey, so I don't mean to interrupt your workout, but I just want to, like, you have a great physique. Awesome, thank you, absolutely. Have a good workout. Done. Like, you're not there to ask her for something. You know, some girls like it, some girls don't like it. Some girls might have, some girls might have a boyfriend, and you go up to him. Right? Some girls might have a boyfriend, and they'll be like the other day, my girlfriend went to the gym by herself, and she's like, 3 guys came up to her. And she's like, one guy was trying to get my attention, and she's like, I was literally not trying to look at this guy. And eventually, he pretty much came up to him, waving like this. And she's like, yes. And she's like, I was annoyed. I'm like, oh fuck. She's like, oh, I just wondering, like, you like, you know. And it's like, you know, like, all that really depends. You know, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything about you. You feel me? It has nothing to do with you. She just has a boyfriend. What's up, X? All right, let me answer some of these. What's up, The Real New York? How are you, brother? Yeah, I only go to work out, not to meet people. But yeah, there you go. That's what happens, you know? But I've had some friends. I met some girls at the gym, you know? I met a girl one time that in my life that I really liked at the gym. And all I did was go up to her and be like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, you're doing good. Like, just in life in general. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I don't even know you, but I know you're doing good in life. So just keep going. And she's like, you know what? I really needed that. Like, thank you. And then every single time I saw her, I just, like, said hi to her. Eventually I got her name. She got my name. Eventually somebody knew her. So that's it, man. Half the time it's like, don't go in there, don't go into it wanting something. Yes, you might want this girl's number. You might want to take this girl on a date. You might want to sleep with, whatever it might be. But don't go with the intentions off the rip at times, right? If you see her consistently at the gym, then you'll know you have more shots. So you can just go up to her and just give her a compliment, you know, and like, hey, have a good workout. And then every time you see her now, you can just say hi, you know? What about dudes that like dudes? That's fine, bro. Right. Do you believe in bulking or just getting to a certain look and maintaining that? Vince, depends on where you're at in your life. It depends on where you want to go. You feel me? There was a point in my life where I wanted to, I'm on TikTok live as well. There's a point in my life where, dude, I did a bulk, then I did a cut. I did a bulk, I did a cut. But I don't think people should go on a bulk until you've gotten yourself a 6-pack. That's the way I look at it. Abdul, what's up? Until you haven't gotten yourself a 6-pack, I say don't even try to go on a bulk because you're just gonna add unnecessary fat on top of already we have, you know? What's up, man? How are you? How much do they charge for haircuts out there? I don't know. I don't pay for haircuts. My friend Kate gives me a haircut. It's oversaw high school crush getting married to a tall, good-looking guy, Wyatt Chad. She's been with for a year, it's over. Life is just rigged. Oh, brother. Listen. The Dark Knight, brother. If you want to come here and just speak negative, like, don't even come here. Like, don't even come. Like, you come in here. I've done my best with you. But if you're gonna be here at my house, then be positive. Choose positive thoughts. If not, then I'll just kick you. That's how I treat this place. This is my house. Right? You can come in here. You've been negative. I sat you down. Last time we were here on YouTube Live, I sat you down. I spoke to you. We had a really good conversation, trying to get you to be more positive instead of negative. But if you come back to my house and you're speaking negative, still, I ain't gonna do that, right? What do you want me to do? My life isn't positive. What do you want me to do? There's always something to be positive about. The simple truth that you woke up today. Somebody didn't wake up, right? Mi casa, tu casa. Yeah, but if you're in my house, right? You're in my house, like, I want you to I want you to feel welcomed. But if you're gonna come in here, bro, yeah, 100%. Beast Batman. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. For you guys don't know, I did YouTube Live, and this guy came in last time, super negative, and we finally got him to be a little bit more positive, but he's coming again and then like being negative. So I'm like, dude, there's only so much I can. I'm not gonna just always try to lift you up. Yeah. Yeah, and I get it, bro. Life happens, right? Life fucking happens. I just wanted to end it. I was going crazy. I just hate everything. Yesterday, it was really hard. I just wanted to end it. I was going crazy. I just hate everything. Okay, then don't talk about it, bro. Right? Don't talk about it, right? Because that's just you seeking attention, bro. I don't want you to do it, but if you're sitting here, I was going to do it, then fuck it. I think people that, because I've been there too, you know? Where I don't want to keep going. But I think about my dog. I think about like how other people have it worse than me in my life. Always do that, man. You always. I believe like thinking about how other people don't have it as good makes a big difference in my life. You know. All right, don't keep roasting him, Rihanna. I don't want to call him a loser. I get it. I need to vent. You want me to just end it, don't you? So I leave you alone? I mean, no, you can just leave the chat, bro. You don't have to, like, leave. You don't have to be here. Don't put it on me. Hi, where's your dog? He's in the living room. No, we can't bully him like that either. We're not, though. No. Big moves, Ali. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Big moves, Ali. All right. Question. Any of you guys in Tampa, anyone that's watching here live in Tampa, St. Pete, or any of that area? I'm going to use my fucking social media. Bro, are you a professional lecturer? You're talking so fast and accurate. I don't know. I've been doing fucking TikTok lives for fucking 5 years now. I'm all the way in Canada. What up, Canada? Mr. Peaceful. No, I'm a Scorpio. You're in timeout for 5 minutes. No, Tampa. Yeah, I'm gonna make a move, bro. Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach, bro. Hello. Oh, buenos días, Maria. Yo, Rihanna, I have a fucking podcast interview today at 12, so I got you. What's up, Max? Mm-hmm. No, it's eggs. No, that's why you think, anybody who has them really. All right, listen, Dark Knight, bro. I'm gonna put you in timeout. What am I, a fucking teacher? 5 minutes. Haircut, it's perfect on you. User, what did you user? You know what? I wish you had a name. Okay, not, but for sure. I would get brother. I don't know that. You know, when people comment it like you're so gay, they act like being gay is a bad thing. I'm not gay, but they act like saying someone's gay is like bad. I have a gay brother. You experience ADHD when you have stuff doing during the day? Fuck yeah, dude. My mind's everywhere, bro. Can't you see by the way I talk? It's a bad thing. No, it's not. I know. Oh, an insult. There you go. People say, oh, you're gay. Like it's an insult. How is that an insult, bro? My brother's gay. It's not an insult. But there's a lot more of that in YouTube, not so much TikTok, because TikTok's more censored. YouTube is like, you can say whatever you want, pretty much. They say some crazy ass shit on there. And he's like, does he know what? That's what I'm saying. No, he just feels like he has the worst life ever, but it's okay. People are always gonna play victim. Right. But good morning. Today's lesson. What can we learn in today's lesson? Where's both my phones? Yeah. What kind of meal did you eat? I ate eggs, brother. I ate like 200 grams of egg whites, but only 2 eggs. I ran out of whole eggs, so I have to get more eggs. The Alex Duenas on YouTube is the Alex Duenas. I haven't put out a YouTube video. Yeah, believe me, 100%. Yeah, right. All right, there are multiple routes to a good physique, like bulk first, then cut or cut. You know what, SA? That's such a beautiful question. That's such a beautiful question. That's a whiteboard answer. All right, that is a whiteboard answer. Wow, dude. You know what, dude? You're gonna go far in life simply because if that's your question, bro, or maybe because I like that question right now. All right, beautiful. Let's fucking answer that with the whiteboard. This goes for anybody. What was I doing this whole, what was I writing on the board earlier? Am I getting a tortilla fire truck on the side of my head? Do it. I was drawing out a plan. Damn, I don't know why the fuck this shit's stuck on here. Watch me. Jesus, fuck. I don't play soccer at all, bro. I suck at soccer, actually. Okay, so, yeah, I don't fucking play soccer for shit. I suck at soccer. Why? I just don't, I was never good at soccer. I never really, I don't know. For me, soccer was never anything like that. Okay, so, I'm gonna answer his question. I think it's his patience as well, man. Like if you gotta have patience with certain things. You play basketball? No, I don't. I train and I do some martial arts. Okay. So the question that was asked: are there multiple routes to a good physique? Like bulk first and then cut, or cut first? There are multiple routes. So when it comes to the nutrition side of it, let me put it this way. When it comes to the nutrition side of it, to a good physique, which means what is a good physique though, right? It still comes, what is a good physique? If I'm speaking for the men, right? If I'm speaking for the men, it all depends on your goals. I got the fucking weed whacker people out there for a second. Hold on. Hi, sociopath. Right? But a good physique could mean lean and muscular. Right? Lean and muscular, it could be an ideal physique. You want to be lean and you want to have some muscle. So you want to be defined.
chest, core, arms, shoulders, triceps, back, legs, okay? So here's the thing though. Every single diet based on, and look, just to prove it, just to prove certain things, right? I've trained many people. This is one of my clients, right? Another one of my clients, another my client, another one of my clients, another one of my clients. So I've trained people and I've gotten to lose body fat. I've trained people from financial advisors, truck drivers, construction workers, realtors. I've trained many people in different areas, right? And I've always taken the same approach to get them to lose body fat and to build muscle. And the biggest thing, whether it's any diet, right? So my goal with this is to give you a level of clarity. I love to teach because I got C's, D's, and F's in high school. I was a college dropout, but I've always worked out, and I was always fascinated with fitness because fitness gave me confidence. Before I started working out, I lacked confidence. I had low self-esteem. I lived in fear. I got bullied. I got criticized. Girls didn't want me. And so when I started to work out by asking a buddy of mine, I remember asking a friend of mine who had a really good looking girlfriend, and he worked out because his father worked out. And this is how important, if you're a parent and you don't work out, you're really not giving your kid something really important. I wish my mom or dad worked out, but they didn't work out. My mom didn't work out, my dad didn't work out, so I couldn't learn from them. So I asked a buddy of mine to teach me, and he started to teach me how to do push-ups, bicep curls, and sit-ups. With that, right? With that, I started to gain confidence. The minute I started to work out, the minute I started to work my abs, igual su puta madre. Come on. Humans are all the same, Dark. You're the ultimate. Yeah, bro, Darkest, brother. I'm gonna give you one more chance, bro, and then I'm gonna kick you. I don't want to kick you, but you're being a dickhead. So to answer your question, brother, everyone's starting point is different, right? Everyone is starting off differently. Even when clients came to me, I've had guys need to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 25 pounds, 100 pounds, 75 pounds, all different walks. Still, the goal is the same. The goal has always been the same. Anytime somebody comes to me, this is typically the goal, right? From a lean starting point to muscular. All right, I'll give you that. Let me just give the overarching aspect of it, right? So this answers the question, how do we get lean? How does somebody get lean? Getting lean comes down to a few things. One of them being is your nutrition, right, is 90%. 90%. 90%. Your workout is 10%. And you'll see those people who go to the gym and still look the same. You go to the gym on a daily basis. You'll see people consistently. I see people all the time in the gym. Go there at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, consistently, and they still look the fucking same. I see them all the fucking time. Damn, bro. You come here every fucking day. You're consistent. You're disciplined with the gym, but you still look the fucking same. Why is that? Because they focus on the fucking 10%. They focus on the 10%. You can be there for 1 hour. You can be there for fucking, say, 2 hours. Let's say you're in there in the gym working out for an hour, 2 hours. Think about it. Outside the gym, the other 23 or 22 hours, right? If you don't focus on the other 22, 23 hours outside the gym, which one do you think is going to make the biggest difference in the way you look and the way you feel? The 1 hour, 2 hours that you're in the gym, or the 23 or 22 hours outside of the gym? How do I gain? I'll give you a second. I'll answer that question for him. But this is something that I really want you to take home, okay? That is why, if you simply adjust your nutrition, you'll hear this all the time. I stopped drinking sodas. I stopped eating fast food, and I lost 15 pounds, 20 pounds. Did they work out harder? No, they literally told you what they did. Yo, I stopped eating fast food, and I stopped drinking sodas. So because they changed what 90% makes the biggest difference, that's why they had a weight loss. Right? So now the question becomes, okay? The question becomes, if and this is my perspective, right? This is my perspective. I've been working out for fucking 19 years. I've been coaching people for 12 years. Since I was 19 years old. Thank you, Papa. Since I was 19 years old, I've been training people, personally training people since I was 19. Technically since I was 12, but certified. And the one thing I've noticed is the reason people focus more on the working out than the nutrition part is a couple things. Number one, the fear of change. Right? One of the biggest things that stops people from really focusing on nutrition is one of the first things that I've noticed is fear of change. Changing what they're eating. So most people fear the change of, fuck, dude, I won't ever get to eat the things I like. And so that's one reason. There's many reasons, but that's one reason I've noticed people don't want to change their eating. They rather focus on the gym because going to the gym is all right. I just have to add this into my life. But some people aren't like that as well, right? But some people go to the gym. You'll lift weights, you'll do your cardio, you can do that. But they will not change their nutrition. And the reason we don't want to change is because a couple reasons. But one of them is a fear of change. You're going to have to let go of something that you've known for so long. And that could be fearful because then we step into the what? We step into the unknown. We step into the unknown. And they don't see results, right? But let's go to the root of the problem, the root of the cause. The reason they won't change their diet, maybe this happened to it, is because you're going into the unknown. Fuck, what if I stop eating my foods? What if I don't like this? What if I don't enjoy it? What if I get hungry? What if I get cravings? So it's like, I know if I eat this way and I work out, at least I'm not being a complete fucking fat ass. At least I'm working out, right? So they'll come up with these, they'll rationalize themselves. At least I'm still working out, you know? I can eat like this. Can you smell from there? Can you stop stories away? Yeah, I kind of agree with you on it, right? Okay, now get to the muscular part. I will. Don't rush me. Alright? Beautiful, alright? I don't really want to focus on 10% of the fucking muscular thing, right? So, but I'll hit on the workout, right? Since we did one in nutrition. Alright, muscularity, okay? Muscularity. Why don't people gain muscle? Right? What's one mistake that I've seen after training people for 12 years, right? Snubby part. What's up back here, Madison? So why is it that people, one of the biggest mistakes I've seen after training people for the last 12 years, one of the biggest mistakes I see in people don't gain muscle, right? Is because, number I always say number two, right? They're losing muscle. Right? Biggest mistake people doing is people are losing muscle. Right? People are losing muscle. What do you mean they're losing muscle? People that work out, most of the time are losing muscle. Really? Yes. People don't get that. If you work out, I'm going to write this down. If you have somewhere, notes, whatever, write this down. If you lift weights and you don't get enough, if you don't get at least, I would say 100 grams of protein a day, you lose muscle. Right? If you're not getting at least 100 grams of protein in the day and you're working out, you're losing muscle. Don't believe me? Look at your body. Why has your body not changed? Right? If you keep going to the gym, you're not really seeing many results. Why do you think that is? One of the biggest mistakes people make. If you're not eating enough protein, you're going to the gym, you're losing muscle. How else are you going to build muscle? Right? How do you think, if you're trying to build a house, do you need material, right? You need material to build a new house. So you need some material to build a new house, right? You need material to build a house. If you go to build a house and you have no material, how can you build a house? You can't. So if you're going to go work out and you're going to break down muscle tissue, but you have nothing to repair the muscle, how can you add more muscle? You can't. Again, go back to the formula. 10% of building muscle comes from working out. 10% of building muscle comes from working out. 10%. 90% of building muscle, getting lean, right, comes from nutrition. muscle on a high carb diet no matter how much protein I eat. I gain muscle. No, you're just eating fluff, bro. You're just getting any questions so far. Right? This guy's like, I gain muscle by eating carbs. Carbs make you fluffy, bro. Just because you get bigger doesn't mean you're building muscle. And that's another big mistake people think. It's like, that's why when you cut out carbs, you lose weight, and then you're like, I don't want to lose muscle. Brother, you don't really have that much muscle to begin with. It takes a long time to build muscle. It takes, and if you're right, so carbs are bad? No, carbs are beautiful. You need carbs. Carbs are the energy, right? Carbs are the energy. But I always say this, and I teach this in my macro lesson. If you want to learn more about like carbohydrates, protein, carbs, and fats, the link in my bio, it has a whole training, a free training. Right. So carbs are never the enemy, okay? But it's like anything. You have a limit. Carbs and fats, you have a limit. And most people, if you look down, right? If you look down and you touch yourself, and you touch your body fat, you grab a chunk of body fat, or even your chest, your man boobs, whatever it might be, if you can grab a chunk, it's because you passed your limit. Carbs were never the enemy. If you have extra, it's because you ate too much. That's really comes to it. Same reason people that cut out soda and fast food lose weight. They simply ate less. Without carbs, you feel weak. Maida, 100%. Without carbs, you feel weak. Why? Because they're the fuel to the car. They're the gas in the car. Running outside, but still look same because I'm vegetarian. Protein intake so less. Perfect, DJ. Exactly. So right here, YouTube. He does running. What else do you do? You do running. You do lifting. You do exercise, but you still look the same because you're not getting enough protein. 100%. 100%. But again, what stops most people from actually making the change? Right? The fear of the unknown. Right there, right there, right there. I know this is not the first time you've heard this. I know I'm not the first fitness guy that you've listened to. And I can break this down a gazillion ways for you. But the reason you haven't followed through with a new plan, or it's stuck to a plan, or maybe actually tried one of the exercises you saved, or one of the recipes you saved, is because the fear of change. The fear of change of, and then you'll use surface level excuses, which is time, money, right? No energy, right? Too hard. I've tried, right? You'll use the surface level excuses, surface level, right? Because let's be real here. These are the surface levels you tell yourself. But the truth behind why you don't have time is like you don't know really what to do. So maybe you don't want to hurt yourself. So, which leads us to the third fear, right? Fear of injury. Right? Fear of injury could be one of them. It's not for everybody, but it could be one of them. I sat next to, when I went to Chicago 2 weeks ago, I sat down in my seat. The lady next to me happened to be a gynecologist. And we were going back and forth, and she's like almost 6 years old. She's gained like 50 pounds. And one of the reasons she hasn't worked out is like, I met some people and like they hurt themselves. Like, I don't want to injure myself. And so she's 50 pounds overweight, but she can still function. Like she can still go to work. She can still pay her bills. She can still hang out with her kids. So in her mind, her biggest fear isn't just the fear of change, it's the fear of unknown as well as the fear of injury. It's like, I'm not sure what to do and I don't want to fucking injure myself. So the pain of her staying the same is not, the pain of her trying to get better in her mind feels way bigger than the pain of staying the same. And that might be a reason why you haven't changed. See, pain will make us change if the pain is big enough. Right now, if your teeth are fine, that's perfect. You won't go to the dentist. But if you have a massive toothache right now that you can't even eat, that's giving you a headache, right? Isn't even like, you can't even see straight. You're going to go immediately to the doctor. But if your tooth isn't really bothering you as much, or maybe you have like a little, that's kind of bothering me a little bit, you want. But if it's so unbearable, the pain, you're gonna make a dentist appointment ASAP and you're gonna fucking go. Because pain will push us to take action if the pain is unbearable. So in your life, if you have failed, one of the reasons, I'm not saying it might be the reason, but one of the reasons you might have failed to stay consistent, keep going, is because the pain of actually staying consistent, of changing, going through this, is simply not big enough for where you are right now. The pain of staying the same, you can deal with it. You can deal with being a little overweight. You can deal with not, being happy with the way you look, because it's not that painful right now. Or you might be telling yourself, you know what, I like me the way I am. I tried, it just didn't work. I'm okay, I'm not that bad. Someone over here weighs 300 pounds. I could be worse. People should like me for who I am. All these bullshit excuses. But you're just trying to not feel the pain. And it's a lie. Give me many reasons. Wake up early, I feel sleepy so much energy. What do? You keep going. Let me answer YouTube. The carb load, muscle mass, have a balanced diet, eat plenty of calories, and you'll build mass fast. Yeah, the distinguish, but that's so broad, bro. Right? That's like saying if you want to get a girl, just ask a girl out. That's how broad you're saying. Don't eat many carbs, keep a balanced diet, work out, and you'll build muscle. Yeah, bro, that's so fucking broad. Right? It's like telling a guy, bro, if you want a girlfriend, just ask a girl to go out, and then ask her, and she says yes, great. She says no, just ask another girl. That's super broad. Instead of, all right, bro, what the fuck are you gonna wear? Where are you gonna go? What girls do you want to approach? How are you gonna say hi to them? What's the conversation gonna be like? Where do you want to meet them? Where do you want to take them? You feel me? Things can get deeper. So, yeah, that's gonna be the biggest thing. Today, right? 100 grams every 24 hours a day while lifting. For now, so that's Rango. Beautiful question. So 100 grams a day. Well, here's the question, right? The question I'll ask you is this. How do you get someone to stay consistent? You get someone to stay consistent by making it an easy step, right? What I found out, how do I get these people? How do I get my clients? Where's one of my clients? I'll fucking show her progress. She makes phenomenal progress. Where's she at? Carla. Beautiful. Where'd she start off at? Right? This is where she started off at. Right? When she came to me, she wasn't dropping weight. She didn't have no fucking nutrition guidance. She wasn't working out at all. She wasn't really getting anywhere to her goal at all. She knew what she wanted. She had no idea how to get there. Or she's lost weight before, then she gained it back. Lost weight, gained it back. Lost weight, gained it back. This endless vicious cycle. Okay? So she started working with me July 16th. She would start at 224. If we look down, by the time it was June 6th, 26th, 10 days later, she was at 217. 8 pounds down. Do my math correctly. Right? Where's she at now? Where are we at? August 7th, she's at 200 pounds. Okay, so she's lost 24 pounds June, July, 2.5 months. Yeah, 24 pounds. 24 pounds in 2 months. Consistently. Look at that. Just a consistent flow. A consistent flow. And that's what we want. Just slow, steady, consistent. No big spikes, no ups and downs, because that means it's sustainable. Really want you to get to know it. Sustainability, that's the biggest thing. Anybody can do a crash diet. You've done a crash diet. You've lost weight, but you fucking gained it back. Because you weren't aiming for sustainability. You were just aiming to lose weight. I remember we talk about Wes. Do you feel like you do the same? You remind me of my friend Billy. We talk about Wes every day. Do you feel like you do the same? I don't really talk about him as like that, bro, because he's taught me a lot. He taught me a lot because I studied him a lot. But I actually met him, right? I actually met him, and he's a piece of shit, bro. He said he'd kill my dog, pretty much, right? He's not a good person. He's really not. I literally met him, right? I literally met him. Right? He's not a good person, bro. He's not what he preaches. He's not what he preaches. So once I made that disconnect, once I was like, damn, bro, you are not anything like what you preach. You're really not. Jeff Nippert. No, that's a different guy. That's a different guy. That's a different guy. And he is for some reason good for a 5'9". Roger, is that a good weight for your height? It's not about if it's a good weight for your height. When you look in the mirror, how do you feel about when you look in the mirror? That your weight doesn't matter as much. It plays a role, but if you want the honest truth of where you should be, look in the mirror and ask yourself the honest question. Do you like what you see? And if you don't like what you see, what do you want to see? That's where it starts. That's why I like the mirror. I don't fucking weigh myself. I don't weigh myself at all. Because the mirror tells me what I actually look like. The weight doesn't. The weight is just one form of measurement. It's how we look in the mirror that really determines how we look and how we feel about ourselves. There's many ways to measure progress. Bro, why are we crying about that? Nobody wants others. Partner. So, what was that? What was the question? Weight to lose in, what's the average weight to lose in a week? Depends on who. If they work with me, anywhere between 2 to 5 pounds. Like, guaranteed 2 pounds. Guaranteed 2 pounds. I always like to say 2 to 5 because I never want to be proved wrong. So, but I always say 2 to 5 without having to cut out carbs and without having to do cardio. I have one client who's like, can I keep doing my cardio? Because he does it in the morning, it gets him going. I'm like, go for it, for sure. I'm not going to take it away. But every time I get with some client, I never start them off with cardio, and I give them fucking carbs. And they lose 2 to 5 pounds within the first week. Why? Why is that? Because they're actually eating food that's good, that they actually like, number one, and number two, that gives them what they're looking for, which is more energy, gives them more confidence, gives them more strength, and doesn't bloat them, doesn't make them tired. When you have that, you're gonna lose 2 to 5 pounds within the first week. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, she lost, 19, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 5 days, right? So in 5 days, she lost what? 20, 19, 20, 21, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, she lost 5 pounds in 5 days. Yeah. From 224 to 219, 5 days. And then she went down to 217, then 214, then 212, then 209, 205. Yeah, that's one. I'll go to my guy Jason, who's lost a significant amount of weight. Oh. Yeah, where you focus. And he lost like 70 pounds. Or now he's lost how much? Yeah. And stress has a lot to do with that, bro. Yeah. Yeah, the first, 12, 9. Yeah, 3 of them. Yeah, there you go. Get out of here. Cool. Wait, but I can do 30 pushes and 50 pulls at one go. I'm happy with it. That's fine. That guy, is this your job? Technically, yeah. To market and to train people. Is it replacement? Yeah, is this my job? Yeah. Give value, people interested in it, talk to people, acquire clients. That's pretty much how my business works. Right? Everybody that I showed you there, I started running my business off TikTok Live back at the end of 2022. Yeah. Like, this is how I run my business. I am a coach. This is what I do for a living. I've gained knowledge and I've learned. And the biggest thing about, like, I would say the coaching business is not necessarily coaching people. Because that's like, I can do that. Right? The biggest thing about coaching and actually running a business is the marketing and sales aspect of it. Like, that goes for anyone. Like, you think that running an online coaching business, or even any fucking, like, training business, you think it's all about the training, but it's not. Like, it's a lot about marketing. Because you're watching me, but who else am I competing with, you know? CP certified. If I wanted to do this like you, is it worth it? I don't know if I don't know if I can say if it's worth it or not, because like I don't think it is. I think if you understand your legal claimers, like your legal standings, right? Like you can go on LegalZoom and talk about them and have legal standings, you'll be fine. People don't ask me for that. They just what's proof is the proof is who have you worked with. And I would tell any of you guys, like, how do you pick a good coach? Do you agree with the way they look at life? Who have they worked with? Do they have any client testimonials? Like, go get it from the mouths of the people who worked with them, and then from there you decide. You can't lose a pound a day. Technically you can, but it's unhealthy for sure. Do life coaching or just fitness? Tyler, do you ever do life coaching or just fitness? That's the thing though. Fitness, when I do mindset training, nutrition, it is life coaching, right? It is life coaching. It's not water. It's water, not fat. Yeah, but I'm talking about if you cut your arm off, you lose like 5 pounds, 20 pounds. Yeah, brother, because fitness is a part of life coaching. Because if we can get you to be disciplined with what time you wake up, your training, making sure your nutrition is on point, what are we doing ultimately to you? We're raising your baseline level of discipline. Why do you have a drinking problem? Why do you have a smoking problem? Why do you have an overeating problem? Why do you have a lusting problem? It's a lack of discipline, right? Have the fitness part down. Have the fitness part down. But how down do you have it, bro? I can say I have the fitness part down, but I can get way more disciplined with my fitness. The more disciplined you become with fitness, the more clarity you're gonna have. Like, yeah, you work out, you eat right, but like, you can always bump it up another level. You can always get yourself to have more clarity, right? You can push yourself a lot further. And when you can do that, then you have more structure. When you have more structure, then you can name, well, what else is your other goal, right? I've tried reaching out to you, but you don't want to pull the trigger, right? That's another thing too. You have the fitness down, but you're not changing what you're doing. You're almost waiting, what I believe, it might be wrong. I believe that you're waiting for the perfect opportunity. I don't know if this is the right opportunity. I don't know if this is the right, there's no such thing as the perfect opportunity, bro. You take an opportunity, it either works or it doesn't, or you learn. It either works or you learn. Right? You can't fail safe everything. You can't be like, this has to work. Sometimes it doesn't, but it doesn't for a good reason. Yeah, bro, so you're never getting anywhere. You're just hoping like, oh, well, like, I don't want to make the wrong choice. You're already making the wrong choice because you're not taking action. You're still in the same spot. On Reddit, what the fuck? Rihanna, give me a summary of what's going on. Yeah, bro, like when I decided, for example, the risk I took. A risk I took is when I went from selling my gym. Probably, I want to say that's the biggest risk I've taken. But it's a risk I took, bro. Like, I invested a lot of money into hiring people to help me build an online coaching business. I sold my gym. I went from making anywhere between 5, 8, 10 grand a month to zero to start a new business while raising my overhead. How the fuck am I gonna do it? Well, my back is against the wall. I gotta make it work. You know, I took a risk going out to Miami, right? How am I gonna make it work? I'm gonna fucking make it work one way or another, right? And that's my dream, to own a gym someday. How was it? It was great, bro. Like, I'm gonna go back to it. Like, that's my next move. My next move is to also open up a facility, but I'm gonna open up one in either Tampa or St. Pete. It was great, bro. It was great because I have passion for helping people. But I don't want it to just be a gym. I want it to be a facility. I love to teach. I love to educate people. I love to give people an opportunity to take control of their life and then be better so then you can go do more with your life. Right? Overcome fear. Miss DOG, tell me, women aren't complicated. They're simple. They just see what they want. That's it. Women aren't complicated. They are simple. Actually, no. They're fucking women that can be super complicated. Yeah. You know, like what's helped me in my life is learning to just fucking allow myself to be guided by God. You know, it's like the best way, and it's to go towards where I don't feel like I have a lot of control. Because if we continue to go towards the places that we have more control, then we're never going to allow God to do his best work. I mean, where did you used to live? How far did you travel? I lived in Brickell, bro. I lived in the middle of a fucking influencer. I call it influence city, bro. You have the Lambos, you have the Porsches, you have the Ferraris, you have the Corvettes, you have the fucking G-Wagons, everything, bro. I used to live right there, bro. I used to live on a high rise, which was like $3,000 a month, pretty much. Yeah, dude, and it was okay, you know? So the gym, my biggest challenge is funding. It's not funding, bro, because you don't need resources to start a gym, bro. You need clients to start a gym. You're hoping. I started the gym by training people at my friend's house. Is drinking beer, smoking a sin, bro? Me cutting my hair is a sin, bro. Right? We're born sinners. Everything's a sin. Everything. No one lives a sinless life. What was I going to show you? Sounds good, brother. Let me open up now. Yeah, brother, you just need clients, bro. That's what I started off. I started with no money. Yeah, that's one of the things I always. But if you also offer like education kind of So, Tyler, I'm gonna answer your message now. Yeah, but the question is, what's the outcome that you want? You feel me? What is the outcome that you want? I want life coaching. Cool. Like, for example, if you come to me, Alex, I want to lose 30 pounds. All right, we can do that. Awesome. This is the plan. We'll map it out. Feel like, Alex, I want fitness coaching. Okay, what do you want? Right? You want life coaching. What do you want? What area of your life do you want it to be better? And maybe I can help you. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can. But like that's what I would message you back. What part of life do you need help with? Sounds good. Explain where. There you go. I answered it. Yeah, cool. I said I'm wrong and really what's right, what's wrong is based on perception of what I'm objective, right, wrong. Basically everything I do is in that. Yeah, Roger, yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Everything you do is 100%. Oh fuck. Let me see if this guy's actually. If I'm actually on the phone. We'll see what's up, brother. And what's objective about the stuff you say? I don't get that. What do you mean? What's objective about the stuff you say? Answering YouTube. What do you mean? It's from my experiences, man. Like getting in shape opened up a lot of doors for me. Getting in shape opened up a significant amount of doors for me. Because getting in shape truly raises your level of confidence. And when you have confidence, right? When you have confidence, the question, a really great question to ask, right? A really, really great question to ask is like, what would I do if I had ultimate confidence? What would I do? And ultimate confidence is ultimate belief, yeah. So a question to ponder, what if I had, so ask yourself, right? What if I had 100% confidence? In myself. What would I do? That's a beautiful question, right? Beautiful question. Confidence change your whole life. Yeah, overconfidence will ruin it. Overconfidence. Don't even worry about overconfidence, right? Right? Somebody who you think might have overconfidence is Kanye West. No, because confidence is simply the belief in yourself. You feel so much in yourself, right? If you have the confidence, what would you do today that you're not allowing yourself to do? Right? For me, when I didn't have confidence, I could not go after the girls that I wanted. As a young boy, I always saw pretty girls. I wanted it, but I couldn't go after them because I did not have the confidence in myself, which is the belief in myself that I could get a girl like that. I started to work out. I looked in the mirror. I liked what I saw. I felt good about myself. I felt a certain way, which is like more valuable, so I have the confidence to speak to girls. So when I spoke to them and I got good reactions from them, it's like, man, my confidence grew. You know, because it was a sense of like, man, like this working out stuff changed the way people looked at me and changed the way I looked at myself. So it gave me more confidence. When I started to train people, right? When I started to train people, I started to gain confidence in helping people feel better about themselves. As I started to train people in the beginning, I started to feel better about myself. Man, like I can really help people with this. You know, at first, and it's because I took the time to get better at working out. And eventually I got better at training people. Now, there's times in my career where I help people with nutrition and I wasn't that good with nutrition. And when I helped them, they were like, what the fuck is this kind of plan? Like, this is too difficult or this like that. And so I've had failures, which I learned from. And so when my training became better, I started to deliver better results. Because of that, I gained the confidence of helping more people. Like, I can definitely help you. I can change your life. I can change your life. I can change your life. You work with me, I will change your life. Because I gained the confidence from helping other people, but I also made mistakes. Right? You make mistakes, but you learn from them. So then fitness is a way where you are changing yourself right in front of the mirror. Like, you're changing yourself and you're seeing yourself better. And when you get that, your ability to see what else can I accomplish? When you lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 15 pounds can be all the difference in the job you are at, the partner you're with. You know? Right? I cannot go to the beach shirtless. Right, dude? Like, where's my other guy? Where's my other guy? Dude, look at this, bro. Jason. Yeah, you can't go to the beach shirtless. Bro, I remember this. Bro, Jason. Bro, this is one of my clients, bro. Right? When he came to me, right? When he came to me, right? We had one goal. This is August 15, 2025. We had one goal. One simple goal. By summer of 2026, he's like, I just want to be able to go to a water park or the beach with my shirt off. This was him at a water park, right? July 8th this year with his shirt off. This is him, July 4th. July 4th. Changed his life. Became a completely different man. But why? What did he have to do? Right? What did he have to do? When we got on the call, he had to take a risk. Because if you stay in the same place, you'll never move. You'll never move. And so the one thing I would say to any of you guys, even me, when I wanted to go online, when I wanted to start this business, when I wanted to go after a different relationship, it was never going to feel comfortable, right? The whole reason you are here, right? The whole reason you're here is because you're on this path, right? You're on this path. You know what's going to happen today, right? You know what's going to happen pretty much the rest of the day. You're going to go to work, you're going to eat something, and you're probably going to go home. Maybe you go to the gym, maybe you won't go to the gym. But it's pretty much predictable. That is what we call the comfort zone. Because it's predictable. It's going to be the same shit. That's why there is no change. There's no change because it's predictable. You know what's going to happen. And it's because you know what's going to happen, you're going to get the what? The same result. So until you don't take yourself and embark on a road that is unknown, right? Like Jason did. He's like, Alex, I'll hire you as my coach. I have no idea what the fuck is gonna happen. Beautiful, beautiful, right? Beautiful. He has no idea what's gonna happen. But he did his research. Like, I've been following you on TikTok. I see your transformations. I like the way you speak. He has some sort of idea. He's not going there blindly choosing someone. But he knows, just like you, if you stay on the same road you're on, it's why you're still upset. And the only person you should be upset at is yourself. Because you keep walking the same road. It's the same day. No amount of praying. I love God, right? I love God. But no amount of praying is going to get you to do the thing. God can't do for you what he can only do through you. So when you take a risk, it's not that much of a risk. Because the bigger risk is, what if you never change? Right? Because if you stay here, just look back at the last 3, 4, 5 years. And if you do nothing, there is a high chance that the next 3 to 5 years are going to look exactly like the last 3 to 5 years. Do you want that? What are you more afraid of? Taking a risk, right? Say hiring help. And maybe in not working out? Or would you rather stay in the same spot knowing it's not going to work out? I'm also shocked how tattoos are normalized there. My family would disown me if I do tattoos. Any thoughts? My mom fucking disowned me for like weeks when I got tattoos. She disowns me every time I have tattoos. But when you're on your own man, you're on your own man. I'm eating a container of chips Ahoy right now. For sure. Nick Perez, we have some. Not everyone can be a winner in life, brother. Right? Not everyone can be a winner. Right? Your example of someone who thinks they want it and someone who actually wants it, right? But it's okay, bro. Matt's nice. I mean, so what? I didn't grow up Christian or Catholic. My mom hates tattoos. It's not about them being normalized. It's like, tattoos used to be just for people who went to prison. Now they just became, people like, how? If you're fit, I mean, dude, if you get tattoos and you're fit, like, that just also shows that you did something that most people can't do, man. Being fit is such a big flex, bro. I remember I was walking in Brickell, and shirt off, walking with my dog. And I have this beanie that says God first. I'm walking, and this guy, like, he looks like he's a nurse. Big stomach. Little briefcase. Little backpack. Actually, just backpack. Glasses. White hair. He stops me. He's like, hey, can I ask you a question? I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, how do you stay so lean? I'm like, oh, dude, it's just really understanding macros, like protein, carbs, and fats. Like, yeah, man, like, I tried doing the keto, I tried doing the fasting, but I just can't seem to get the weight off. And I'm like, yeah, but like, you really have to understand that and actually have some sort of plan, not just go by the seat of your pants. He's like, yeah, bro, you know what? The crazy part is, like, I'm a doctor, and like, I can't seem to lose weight. I'm like, bro, what's your number? I'll hit you up, right? A doctor, stop me in the middle of the street. He said, bro, how do you stay so lean? Like, he's even trying to figure out, how the fuck do you do it? Most people, that's why it's so impressive. Because it takes a level of comprehension, it takes a level of discipline, a level of consent, but it's not impossible. I'm like, bro, you can go through medical school, bro. If you can go through medical school, but why did you succeed in medical school? You had mentors, you had teachers. Do you have a coach? No. Do you think you could have ever passed medical school without teachers? Most likely not. It's the same formula. Do you think you would have ever learned how to fucking read and write without teachers? Would have been hard. Oh, I hate tattoos too, bro. So I feel on that. On both sleeves, whole back pieces. She told me the way she would be with tattoos. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you change the way your mom view. Yeah, you have sleeves and back tattoos, and your mom. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're her son. And same thing with me. I'm her son. At the end of the day, she knows I'm not a bad guy. And our moms will always love us. Any questions? Yeah. So if this resonates with you, you want to get off this path, right? It's August. Like, this year's not over yet, but it's August. You think the next few months are going to be easier? Not really. Because you've taken 8 months. Where are you with your fitness goals? Where are you with the goal that you wanted to achieve this month? It's not too late. You can still lose anywhere between 30 to 40 pounds with the right plan, with the right help, with the right support, right? With the right guidance, you can lose those 30, 40, 50 pounds that you've been wanting to lose. But you have to take action. You have to do something different than you've done before. It's the only way something new will come into your life. And if you believe in God, if you believe things will work out for you, then rely on that. Don't rely on what you see, because faith is not relying on what the fuck you can see. Faith is relying on what you can't see. So you already know what's going to happen today. That's why things don't change. Because you already know in your mind what's going to happen today. That's why you won't change. You have to go somewhere you haven't been to get something you've never had. And I always strive to remind myself that. I do my best to remind myself that, Alex, if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. You have to. Because there's no such thing as something for nothing. But what if it doesn't work out? What if it does? Right? And if it doesn't work out, are you going to be better off? Like where you are now, like the worst case scenario, it doesn't work and you're exactly where you left off. Best case scenario, it works. But right now, you're not even giving yourself the best case scenario. I'm going to get serious this time. Anyway, bro, you've had 8 months to get serious. What the fuck you been doing? Oh, listen. All right. Listen, Rihanna. Listen, I'm going to get this guy. Dark. I need to get this guy out of here because, like, I got you, Rihanna. There's only so much I can say there. Any questions? I have to go do this podcast interview. Yeah. Yeah, I got done with him, bro. Like, you sit in your computer. How's Don doing? He's doing great. He's chilling. He's vibing. Yeah, man. In my own life, bro. Like, I have difficulties in my own life, bro. Yeah, dude. Like, what is the struggle that I'm going through right here? And here, so I can resonate with a lot of you guys, right? I'll resonate with you like this. I'll put out some of the struggles, right? All right. So just so we can kind of be more human, I'm not perfect by any means. Here's a couple things I'm struggling with right now in my own life. Let's start with with fitness, my health, right? So there's the 4 pillars of life. Everything in my life I'm very grateful for, but I'm struggling in my own life. Let me give you an example. With my health. Where am I struggling with my health? That is what health? Yeah, 100%, right? So yesterday, I went to the doctor's. If you can see the little red thing right there. I got blood drawn yesterday, right? I got blood taken out yesterday. Because for the last 3 months, right? Right? I felt no energy. I felt no motivation. Sleepy all the time. My libido is down. What else would I would say? I don't want to kill myself, but many negative thoughts, right? I don't want to work out. Right? This is how I felt for the last 3 months. I have no energy. I have no motivation. I'm sleepy all the fucking time. My libido is down. I have a lot of negative thoughts. A lot more negative thoughts than you can expect. A really amount of negative thoughts. And I don't even want to work out. For the last 3 months. It's been nothing. If I didn't have the discipline I have now, I wouldn't work out. So, the only thing I can do this to, when I went to the doctor and talked to her about this, I don't have much time. Long story short, from the age of 23 to 24, my second bodybuilding show that I have these trophies for, right? My second bodybuilding show, I took steroids, right? My first bodybuilding show, I trained naturally and I competed naturally. I wanted to compete with these other guys, so I took steroids. The side effect that really hit me the most for me was my estrogen is normal, went high, but my prolactin levels went higher. And so both those things had to be come down. That was a side effect. Now, when I got off, everything kind of went back to normal, but my testosterone never really went back to normal. Long story short, I had to take a supplement that helped me get my natural testosterone, which is what drives a man. What drives a man is his testosterone. It's what gives him motivation. It's what gives him drive. It's what gives him energy. It's what gives him strength. It's what gives him clarity. Okay? Very low test, you're going to get mood swings, no drive, no motivation, low strength, right? Low libido. So when I got off, I had to take a supplement called pretty much ACG, which kind of gets your testicles to like produce more testosterone. Once I took it, got my levels back to normal, everything was normal. I haven't taken anything since I was 24. Now I'm 31 now. The last 3 months, right, I have felt every single sign of low test. Right? Every single sign. And when I talk to my doctor, she's like, she thinks it's because of a few things. Number one, the amount of stress that I put on myself. Number two, the 4 months of semen retention and celibacy that I took, the amount of the way I was eating, my nutrition, I was cutting really hard. She thinks those 3 things made a massive impact on my hormones. So for the last 3 months, I didn't lift for a month. I didn't work out, like lift weights for a month because I was doing jiu-jitsu, MMA, and things like that, which also brought down my test. And so that's why another reason, like I haven't felt like myself in the last 3 months, 3 or 4 months. I'm on here and I give you guys the things that I want to give you, but I have not felt like myself at all. I've had a lot of negative thoughts. I don't even want to keep doing what I'm doing, like running a business. I don't want to work out. I've had mood swings from really high to really low. So I've had like, it's just been fucking horrible, right? Business, finances, right? So this is the struggles that I'm dealing with, right? These are the struggles that I'm dealing with, right? Now let's go to business, right? Did you go celibate after the end of your most recent relationship with that girl? Yes, 100%, yeah, right? So now let's go with business, finances, right? With my business, I got to a point this year, at the beginning of the year, where I made a good amount of money. I made a chunk of money. Once I got to that level, right? Once I got to that level, I kind of sat here with myself. And I thought to myself, like, is that it? Right? Is that it? Like, I just did not feel fulfilled. I didn't feel fulfilled. I kept being in this room. There's nothing wrong with that. But I got to a point where I just didn't want to work no more. I didn't want to work no more. I didn't want to coach anybody anymore. So I didn't work for like 2 months. Like I'd get on here and things like that, but I wouldn't do the outbound. I wouldn't do the marketing. I wouldn't do the sales. I wouldn't do the follow-ups. All the things you need to create a business, to sustain a business. My money went low. I was operating off of like $1,000, $2,000. I really didn't have much money, right? I was fucking scraping by. I'm still scraping by, right? Why? Because a part of me reached a certain level and I got there and I'm like, well, is this it? Right? Is this it? And then that's when I started to date again. That's when I stopped doing the celibacy. And I started to date. Because I'm like, I don't want to fucking just make money and like just work out, make money, work out, make money. Like there's no point to that. Like if I don't have a woman in my life, what's the fucking point of making money and working out? At least that's how I saw it in my own life. Right? And so then I started really questioning my life. I started questioning, why did I go into online coaching? Was I pursuing what people online were showing? Because there's a lot of people online that show that they're making a shit ton of money. But once I got there, I'm like, I don't want to travel. Like, I don't want to go to fucking Europe and kind of like, I don't want to go pop bottles. I don't want to go spend money on fucking, like, I don't care about that stuff. So then I got to a point in my business where I fucking blew through all my fucking money, right? Scraping fucking by. And now I'm like, don't want to keep living here. Where do I want to fucking go? Then I got a girlfriend, right? But we'll talk about business and work. And so I really found myself not enjoying what I'm doing. I gotta fucking go. I found myself not enjoying what I'm doing. And so I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? I love to help people. I love to speak to people. I love this, but I don't like how I'm doing it, right? Because once I get off TikTok Live, I'm just back to my desk. I'm back to my desk and I'm working from my desk. I've never wanted a desk job. I never wanted a fucking desk job. And yet, if I'm not on TikTok Live where I'm working, I'm at my fucking desk. So there's a big ass fucking disconnect there. Right? So I've had this whole, for this last 8 months, just a constant battle. What the fuck am I gonna do? I don't want to keep doing this. But there's times I still have to show up because I gotta fucking pay my bills. You know? And so that's the part of my life that I'm like, I need to change this. I need to make a change. So my biggest struggle is like not really satisfied, fulfilled with what I'm doing on a daily basis. So that's two. That's finances. Right? So that's the struggle right now that I have. I'm not super happy and content with what I'm doing. Right? So that's my second one. Relationships, right? Relationship, I'll get into it another time. But me and her, it's great. We recently had a little like argument over certain things that we both did. And now we're like, it's not that we're not talking. Well, technically we're not talking. So on top of that, it happened yesterday. It was just so funny. So it happened yesterday, and we're not talking right now. She's not even here right now, right? She's back in Orlando, and we just took some time, right? We're not even speaking. I don't know when this next time I'm going to speak to her, right? So that's fucking happening. She's a great woman. We have a great relationship, but we just got into like an altercation. Now we're not even talking. So great, on top of my fucking health, on top of my business, now my relationship is fucking in this fucking situation, right? That's that. Let's go with faith, right? Faith, spirituality, right? Now the last pillar is faith, spirituality. I've read my Jesus Calling today, but I didn't read it yesterday. Because part of me is like, what the fuck is going on? You know, part of me is still trying to figure out, like, I pray and I do all this, but at the same time, sometimes I lose faith. Like the last couple of days, I've kind of lost faith. I'm like, fuck it, dude, when I lose faith, I start to take things into my own hands, or I let go. I'm like, fuck it, dude. I don't give a fuck about anything. Right? So my faith in like, I'm not really in my word. I'm like, nah. Because I know the kingdom of heaven is within myself. Right? The kingdom of heaven is within myself. So I'm like, I don't want to go to scripture right now. Like I need to figure this out within myself. But it's sometimes hard when I'm having all these feelings as well. It doesn't help. Right? And that's why I say health is the number one thing. Because what's made all of this hard is this. What's made my finances, what's made my relationship, what's made my faith in my relationship. Like the past 3 months that she's been with me, she's seen me go up, down, up, down. Like a week ago, I told her I'm going to go live under a bridge. Literally a week ago, I told her, I don't give a fuck if I lose my apartment. I don't care if I lose my car. I don't give a fuck anymore. Right? I'll go live underneath a bridge. And she just looked at me. And it's not what your girlfriend wants to hear, that you're fine living under a bridge. I'm like, as long as Leon has food, I don't give a fuck. But it's not really who I am. And it's because I truly believe my estrogen and my prolactin levels are too high. So I'm super emotional. So she's having to, like, thank God she's like pushed through it with me. But these are all the things that are not going right in my life right now. But why do I show up? I worked out. I didn't want to work out this morning, but I fucking worked out. Because even though I don't want to do it, I'm like, I have to do it. Right? Because this right here, even though it's fucking, I'm feeling all of this, what can I do? What is actually in my control? What can I do? Well, I can be lazy, I can complain, I can cry, I can not work out, I can just go live under a bridge, but I'm gonna do that. Even though I want to, I don't care about anything. But I know it's not the right thing to do. And I know in times like this, health, finances, relationship, spiritual, time, this is adversity. It's just adversity. How I show up now is really gonna determine how I'm gonna blossom. In other terms, because when things are really tough, it's really showing you what you're made of and what you can become if you weather the storm. I'm going through fucking 4 storms in my life right now. But I'm still grateful that I got up today. I'm still grateful that I have a roof over my head. I have food in the fridge. I'm still grateful that I have people I can change. That's what keeps me on point. I gotta fucking go on the podcast. All right, so I love you. Any questions, shoot me a DM. I'm just letting you know that I'm going through my own adversity in my life, but I still decide to show up. How do I decide to show up? I guess you would say because it's, what's the alternative? Don't work out, get fat. Lose business and fucking lose everything that I've worked so hard for. Right? Relationship, lose something that I prayed for at one point. Faith, give up on him when he's never given up on me. Oh, come on, bro. Right? I love y'all. Let's get on. Ciao, y'all.
Live under a bridge, live with your brother. I don't know. She'd be willing to listen and take on some burdens and have the understanding. I hope she does this for you. She does. She does amazing. She really does. No, she does.